Namaste and a very warm welcome to you all to our virtual class again. I'm feeling very good to be with you again and with a new topic. So although the topic is new for today, so we have been dealing with this topic from our junior classes. So don't take much too tension about it and okay, let's get started. So let's get started now. So the topic for today is the past simple and the past continuous tense. So tense means always the time of actions when the actions means it refers to the actions means time of actions. Okay. So it is one of as we all know that in tense we have three broad categories: present, past and future, and these two are subcategories of past tense. Okay. So okay, before we get started, I would like to ask you a couple of questions. Okay, are you ready? So what were you doing a moment ago? Yes, now we all are ready for English class, English virtual class. Now, so a moment ago, what were you doing? Okay, and what were you doing at this time yesterday? So a moment ago, what were you doing? And at this time yesterday, what were you doing? So likewise, what were you doing at 7 o'clock yesterday evening? And other questions, what did you do after the class, means after the class, and what happened while you were using the Facebook, or maybe what happened when you were using the Facebook or using the internet, or anything that you were doing something in the past. What did you do after your homework? Okay, first let's deal with these questions. What were you doing a moment ago? So we were dealing with, or we were doing a virtual class on science. Yeah, so we were doing a virtual class. Yes, so on science, what were you doing at this time yesterday? So a moment ago you were doing this, and yesterday what were you doing? So a question may vary. Maybe some of you were sunbathing because it's the winter season. Maybe some of you were eating oranges, yeah, or you were talking with your friends, or you were watching movies. It could be anything. So I'd like to write some of them or one of them. We were, or let's say I was eating oranges. Okay. So what were you doing at 7 o'clock yesterday evening? So maybe now you all are very good students. Maybe you were doing your homeworks. Yeah, you could say, I was doing homework. Okay, I was doing my homework. Okay. Maybe some of you were helping your mother or helping your father or reading newspaper. It could be anything. So okay, now what did you do after the class? Means after the virtual class on science, what did you do? Yes, what did you do? So you took a short break, no? So we took a short break for refreshment. Yes. What happened while you were using Facebook, or what happened while you were eating oranges? So maybe you were called by somebody, or maybe you went to do something, or what did you do? You could say that we went to market. Okay, we went to market, or we went to means some place. Next, so what did you do after your homework? Yes, so I was doing homework. After that, what did you do? Maybe you were called by your mother and you went for your dinner. Yes, I had my dinner. Okay, students, now what are these? So these are the sentences related to past continuous and the past simple. You could also say past progressive, simple past, or simple past or past simples means the same. Past continuous and past progressive means the same. Means the things which took some duration. Yes, for that we use past continuous, yeah, or the background event. So we use past continuous tense. Likewise, it means the finished action. What did you do or what happened after that? Yes. Now let's draw the structures. Means now what are the structures? Hidden structures. So subject plus, these are subjects, the doer, and what do you see here? Was, were plus verb plus ing, verb being, or let's say which is also called verb for present participle form. It is the past continuous tense. And here what do we see? Plus object. If objects are there, you could mention objects. So we, now here we, what are they? Again subjects, first subjects, and then took, went, had. So these the verbs, these are the verbs which are in second form, or we can also say past tense form. Okay, we too, the past tense, and we see objects there. We took a short break, went to market, adverb here, place, dinner. So it could be objects here. Okay. Now here we come to know what are these. These are the structures. This is the structure for past continuous tense, and this is the structure for past simple, the past simple or simple past tense. Okay, students, I hope you are with me. There are many more things to do. Okay, now why do we use this? Why, or what are the occasions, or let's say when do we use this? So do you want to know? So past simple, the past simple, past continuous tense, these are the uses here. Finished actions or events with a past time reference. So past time reference. So now for something, if you did something, means finished actions, completed actions, we use past. Finished, for finished actions or completed actions or events, we use past simple. So with a past time reference, means yesterday I did my work, yesterday I saw a very interesting movie, or a moment ago we did our virtual class. Okay, so series of actions, past simple for series of actions that happen one after other. Yes, today morning I got up at 5 o'clock, and then I brushed my teeth, and then I took my lunch, or breakfast. Before that I went to puja room, did puja, yes, and I helped my mother. So lots of things, series of actions that happened one after other. So adverbs of past times. So adverbs, there are many kinds of adverbs. So past time, with past times we use past simple. So yesterday, last week. So last week I visited a place, a very beautiful place. So last month I went to the zoo. So last year, last week, last month, an hour ago, or with past year, a long time ago. So for these are the adverbs of past times, and with them we use past simple. Okay. Now next is past continuous. Now past continuous, so means the activity that needed some duration. Okay, so the process. Extended actions, extended means that took some duration, only time lageko. Yes, extended actions as backgrounds at the past. Yes, so while I was crossing the road, extended action, I saw an accident. Extended actions, I was crossing the road, I was driving, or I was painting the ceiling, something like that. So interrupted past actions. Interrupted means temporarily stopped, or let's say means that means some kind of means केही क्षणको लागि डिस्टर्ब भएको भनौँ न, interrupted actions. So interrupted actions we also use past times, like I fell off the ladder while I was painting the ceiling. Okay, okay, I fell off the ladder while I was painting the ceiling. अब पेन्टिङ सिलिङ पेन्टिङ गरिराख्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब सिडीबाट खस्यो मीन्स इन्टरप्टेड एक्सन के भयो त भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ I was painting the ceiling. This is an interrupted actions, so which was interrupted or which was disturbed so as you fell off the ladder. Okay, I saw a snake in the garden while I was watering the plants. I was watering the plants here. While I was watering the plants, what is it? It is an interrupted past action. So, and what happened? So, what happened at the time? I saw a snake. So, two actions happening at the same moment or at the same time. I was watering the plants while I was listening to the radio. So, I was helping my mother while I was making the room. So, now past continuous is also called past progressive. Please don't forget it. And past actions which happen at the same time, for them we also use past continuous tense. Okay, students. Now, I hope you got the concept way to use past continuous tense, and you can also use them correctly. What are their structures and when they are used. Now, I want to show you for extended knowledge. I would like to show you a short video clip. So, I hope you will listen to the video very attentively. So, are you ready? More clearly, yes, once again more clearly. So, we saw a short video clip. Yes, we heard, yeah, we heard a short video clip. I hope you didn't dance, you just you were listening to the video, and you were watching to the video very attentively. Okay, now what do you remember, what sentences did we saw so on that video? Okay, so what sentences did we see? So, we saw I was taking a shower. I was taking a shower when I heard the phone ringing, telephone ringing. I was taking a shower means he was means somebody was bathing, yeah, bathing means unmairathya, yeah. So, I was taking a shower when I heard. Now, this is interrupted action. So, and this is finished action means I heard the telephone ringing while we were traveling along the motorway. Again interrupted action. So, it was interrupted, it was disturbed, yeah. Why? Because the car made a strange noise. The weather was perfect. The sun was shining brightly and the wind was blowing gently. So, it is past simple past tense or past simple, and sun was shining brightly, background events. So, background activities are described. Sun was shining and the wind was blowing. Okay, students, now I think we have no clear you have clear concepts, you have no confusions about the use and about the structures of past simple and past continuous tense. Now, your book tells us to do something. So, first one, what does it says? Engage yourself, read the poem. So, a couple of days ago you had a class on the poem The Chimney Sweeper. Now, here the book says read the poem again and underline all the verbs which are in the past simple form. only past simple form. We have to underline them. So simple work it is. You don't need to get confused. So this is the poem. So when my mother died, when my mother died, I was very young, and my father sold me while yet my tongue could scarcely cry, weep, 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 weep. So your chimneys I sweep, in a soot I sleep. Okay. There is little Tom Dacre, who cried when his head that curled like a lamb's back was saved. So I said, hush, Tom, never mind it, for when your head's bare, you know that the soot cannot spoil your white hair. So he was quiet, and that very night, as Tom was sleeping, he had a sight that thousands of sweepers, Dick, Joe, Ned and Jack, were all of them locked up in coffins of black. Now how many? Now it's the time for you to underline. So I think you have already done. I hope you have already done. So let's see how far your answers are correct. So I hope you have underlined, died, was, sold. So is there any other words? No. So there it is was. So short contracted form. Yes, was. Cried, curled, was saved. It is in the passive form. So means his hair was saved, means somebody saved his hair. Said, was, had, was. Okay. So these are the words. These are the verbs which are found in past simple. So now again next verses, 3 more verses are left, stanzas are left. Now you have to again underline, okay, underline them. So what are they? I think now, and by came an angel who had a bright key, and he opened the coffins and set them all free. Then down a green plain, leaping, laughing, they run, and was in a river and shine in the sun. They naked and white, all their bags are left behind. They rise upon clouds and spots in the wind. And the angel told them, if they would be a good boy, he would have God for his father and never want joy. So Tom awoke, and we rose in the dark, and got with our bags and our brushes to work. Though the morning was cold, Tom was happy and warm. So if all do their duty, they need to not fear them. Okay students, I hope you have already underlined now. So what are the words? Let's see. So are these your answers? By came, so come, came, B2 form, yeah, had, have, had, opened, set. So set, the 3 forms remain the same. So this is in the past. I hope you have underlined the word. Next I see, so this is adjective, not verb. Okay, next told, tell, told. So would be, will be, past, would be. Okay, would have, will have, would have. So awoke, awake, awoke. Rise, rose, get, got. Okay, was again. I hope students now you have correct answers. Now next our exercise tells us to do something more now here. Read the following paragraphs and observe how past tense is used now, and then underline the verbs which are in the past simple and the past continuous forms. So now you have to observe, now you have to know how they are used, means what are their uses, like we did the uses. So for talking about background events, for talking about past events, for talking about series of events, if you remember. Okay, now here, so this is a very funny story about Mangali, a student. So Mangali woke up at, now remember you have to do 2 things. Okay, one, you have to underline, and other things, how they are used. Mangali woke up at 6 a.m. in the morning yesterday. When she looked at the clock, she said, I am going to be late for my coaching class. So So 6 o'clock. It wasn't her first time to be late for the class. It wasn't her first time to be late for the class. She thought her teacher would get angry with her for the same reason. Means, so she used to be very late. That's why this time she thinks that she is very early, and she would do very fast to get to her school. So anyway, she became fresh and had a cup of tea, hurried to school. Then she reached school. She saw no one. While she was moving around the schoolyard, she thought to look at the notice board to see if there was any notice. When she looked at the notice board, she saw that there was a notice about a school holiday. She cursed. Now miss आफूलाई कर्स गरे हैन herself when she remembered that her teacher had read out the notice in the class the day before, feeling ashamed. अब उलाई अलिकति अप्ठ्यारो लाग्यो हैन, अब embarrassed भयो, लाज लाग्यो हैन. Why? Because a day ago her teacher had read out the notice in the class which she didn't remember. She returned her home. So now, okay students, very funny story about or let's say past event about Mangali. So who used to be very late for the school, but that time she woke up early in the morning. She hurriedly took she had what? She had tea and hurried to school. But when she reached school, she saw no one, and she decided to she read the notice board. When she saw the notice board, she found out that that was a holiday. Okay, and she cursed herself. Okay, now here. So what are the underlined words? So let's underline them. Okay. Okay students, so Mangali woke up at 6 a.m. in the 6 a.m. in the morning yesterday. So what is the past form here? Woke up. Okay, woke up. And then when she looked at the clock, again this is no doubt it is the past simple form. And this is present continuous because it is in the reported speech form. Yeah, miss, let's say in inverted commas. So she said these things, and then it wasn't her first time. Again, past simple. Okay. Next, she thought her teacher would get. Okay, would get, past simple, and then coming for the reason coming late to the school. Anyway, she became fresh. Okay, and she had. Have had, become, became, okay, and hurried when she reached school. Simple past, she saw no one while she was moving. Now it is past continuous, okay, because it is an ongoing, means let's say extended. While she was moving around the schoolyard, she thought, past simple, okay, and then next there was, looked, saw, was, cursed. Okay, remembered, it is past perfect. Next, return. So there are all these are past, means past simple forms. There is one past continuous and one past perfect tense. Okay, past perfect tense. Now how they are used. Now let's discuss. So how they are used. Now all these are finished actions, or let's say series of actions. So if you remember, so we learned that for series of actions, for series of past actions, we use simple past tense. So she walked up, she looked at, and she thought, she became fresh, hurried for the school, she reached school, she saw no one, and she looked at the notice, she saw the notice, yes, right, something was written there, and she remembered, she returned home. So what are these? These are the series of actions that happened, and this one is there, was moving. Okay, was moving, it is interrupted action. Okay, because what happened? She thought. So while she was doing something, we use means while she was moving, she thought to look at the notice. It means that present time means some time ago in the past, when some actions is happening. Okay, so like I was crossing the road, or we were reading newspaper. Yes, now what happened? There was a power cut. Yeah, my mother called me. Yeah, or my father asked me to do my homework. Is that clear? So for duration, or let's say process, when some action is happening, if some actions happen at that time, in this is reading, was reading, or was watching movie, or was doing homework, or was watering plants, when something happened, this is called interrupted action or disturbed actions. Yes, and something some activity takes place. Okay, took place at that time. Is that clear? When I was reading, my mother called me. Okay, my mother called me. Okay, or there was a power cut. Or I got a phone, or my friends called me, gave me a call. My friend gave me a call. Okay, students, now more thing, we have to do some other thing as well. So there is okay, well, your text says read about Bengali and write a similar happening of your own if there is any. So now you could do this work with your teacher as your homework. Next work is fill in the blanks with appropriate verbs from the box. So there are altogether 12 words which are in the past simple. Now you have to use these words to fill the blanks in the text given on page 149. Hope students you are ready with your book for the next exercise. Okay, so in the box means to make your work easier. So what is there? In your book, once upon a time, it's the same story. Now what you have to do here, you have to fill in the blanks with these words here. Once upon a time, there was a king. Once upon a time, there was a king who lived in a palace. So he, blah, 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 3 beautiful daughters, but no sons. He, again blank, daughters to get married before he died. So the king wanted his daughter to get married before he died. And then he, so again blank, 3 princes. But his daughters, blank, them. They, blank, to marry the princess. So the king, again blank, very angry. He, again blank, they had to get married when they, so what? 20 years old, the 3 daughters, again blank, away during the night and found work on a farm. They, again blank, in love with the farmer's son while they were working there. They, again blank, the farmer's sons as soon as they were 20. Now you need to make a sensible story, or let's say means complete the story using these words. So are you ready, students? So it's a very, maybe some of you have already heard this story, very beautiful story. Okay, students, what do you think? Which word do you think go with the first one? Once upon a time, there, very simple, there was a king. Okay, there was a king who lived in a palace, and he, what do you think, married? No, okay, no, it doesn't match. So he had, okay, he had 3 daughters but no sons. He, what, daughters to get married. What would be the correct word for this blank? He wanted, okay, he wanted daughters to get married before he died. So which word do you think? Three princes. He married, no, it doesn't match. He found, okay, he found. He found three princes, but that adverse situation he faced. But his daughters, what? His daughters did not like, didn't like, okay, didn't like them, so they refused. Didn't like means they refused. They didn't like, they refused. They refused to marry the princess. So the king, what did the king do then? What happened? So the king, which word? So the king, angry, became very angry. So the king became very angry, and then what happened? They had no daughters. He said they had to get married when they were 20. Okay, when they were 20 years old. The three daughters, now they didn't like the prince, but the king he forced them to get married before 20. So what did they do? Now they saw no option, then what did they do? The three daughters, what did they do? They ran. They ran away during the night and found work on a farm. They started working in a farm, on a farm, and then what did they do? They fell. They fell in love with farmers' sons. While they were working there, they married. Now we have no other options left. They married the farmer's son. Okay. Now this is the story, or these are the options. These are the order of options that go with the sentence, the meaning of the story. Now students, your text says something more to do. Okay, read, what is the next? Next, read the above story. Read the above story and add 2 more paragraphs. Now we have to add 2 more paragraphs narrating what happened afterward. Some clues are given for you. Now you could take the help of these clues to develop 2 more paragraphs. Now it is an open questions. Now you could write anything that comes to your mind, or that thinks that would be that would make your story very beautiful. The story very beautiful. So the answers, the views could vary. So this is a very interesting act. Did the king accept his daughters and son-in-laws, means join, son-in-laws when they return home after marriage? Yeah, after means they married farmer sons. Now did the king accept, means was the condition easy for the king to accept his daughter and son-in-laws when they return home after marriage? What about the queen? Means, okay, what was the view, king's view and the queen's view? So did she accept them easily, or what happened? How did the people react? Means what was the citizens, अब त्यहाँको अरु जनताहरूले चाहिँ के गरेछ, reaction के त, did they easily accept them? Yeah, or means there was some kind of let's say confusions, or let's say means अब मन नपरेको कुरा हैन. How did his people react? What was their reaction? Positive, or did they take the situation positively or negatively? How did the farmer's son feel? So feel when they went to the palace for the first time. How did the farmer's sons feel? Means their son-in-laws ko थियो त farmer's son. How did they feel? So did they feel surprised? Did they feel good, or something, some other thing? So when they went to the palace for the first time, were they able to convince the king and queen? If yes, how? Convince. अब राजा रानीलाई, किङ एन्ड क्वीनलाई चाहिँ त्यो सिचुएसनलाई, उनीहरूको त्यो बिहेलाई चाहिँ will they able to convince them? कन्भिन्स गरे कि गरेन हैन, के भयो, what happened? So at the end, Okay students, I hope you got clear concepts of the use of the past tense and the past simple and past continuous or past progressive. I think now you can use the structures and structures correctly in different uses, so correct uses. So thank you for being with me, and it's been very nice. Thank you. See you.